Greetings, my friends. This is Maerlande. Once again, we'll do some Dominions 4, and we'll return to Lanka. I've been testing some new ideas for Lanka. Some of the changes in the latest patches and the release version of the game make things a bit different. And I found that it was very worthwhile to have an awake pretender, and I can get an awake pretender with a solid, very effective bless, the Devi. So I can give her a major blood bless and a minor earth. And then we'll give her awe. Now she comes built in with decent protection, powerful weapons, and good statistics, as well as fear. So awe plus fear is always a wonderful thing. To pay for all this, we're going to trash the scales and go for a turmoil luck build with growth. Growth for blood hunting and to offset some of the income pain. So the final way to pay is take a bit of drain. And that's it. Very elegant design. And I've picked a name for her. Kind of a joke name, but I kind of like it. Sometimes I like to do joke names when I'm playing. Alright, now let's set up a simple game. I'm going to pick a small one. The Phantomia map is fun. About good for 5, maybe 6 players. So we'll do a Devi test. Middle Ages and Early Ages and Lanka. Clicking on here, and I'm going to set the difficulties to mighty. Don't want to get too carried away with some pretender testing. I'm going to add 1 water nation, since the map has a fair bit of water and it's fairly balanced. And there we go, a total of, let's say, 6 nations. And off we go. Select our newly made pretender. I've done this a couple of times to get things going. I'm going to turn on score graphs and leave everything else at standard. Score graphs because this is testing to a degree. And here starts the game, taking a couple minutes for the computer to work its way through. And off we go. In the beginning there was chaos, of course. Now, undead leadership is a bit of a challenge. So right off the bat, I'm going to make my starting commander a prophet. I'm going to send out, I'm going to do some scripting of my starting scout, put him on retreat in a back corner, and I'm going to probe, let's see, there's a throne, let's probe this throne. And then I'm going to do a bit of research. Now one of the things I found is there are some excellent national spells here at level 1 and level 2 of blood magic. And that helps me compensate for the lack of recruitment with my poor gold and resources. Also, one thing I noticed is the blood bless appears to work, and it makes sense, significantly better with unarmored troops. You just let them die. But in their dying, they do a lot of damage. So you've got her doing 1 turn of research. I'm not going to do blind expansion. She'd do just fine, but I don't want to because I want that 1 turn of research. And then I want to get a solid researcher going. So let's pick a Rakshasi and pop out as many sacreds as I can. Not very darn many. I'm going to go with Palankashas and some Anusaras. For now, I'm not going to go with the Javelin guys. I'm very fond of them. They're really excellent with the blood strength bless, but that's not optimal for the plan I have in mind. And off we go. Turn 1. Let's see what the scouting returns. Okay, so in the battle in lists, my guy got away. Mound King Ghoul, 2 sorceresses, some heavy infantries. I better watch that. Have a look and see what those sorceresses have for magic, and if this is a serious threat. We'll hit pause, and we'll zoom in and take a look. It's always tricky to get this down. A little bit of page down, a little bit of arrow keys, and let's see. So we've got an Air Astral Death Mage with some gems. I probably won't cast anything using gems. And an Astral Fire Earth Mage. So there's some potential for some damage there. A lot of undead, so it might be excellent to use my prophet to take that once I get to it. And I don't want to use my pretender because undead and awe is not a solid combination. So let's leave here. Things are pretty solid. And what else do we have? One thing we don't want to do is we don't want to even bother attacking with the starting army, since it's terrible, absolutely junk. But I am going to prepare my Devi. So some militias and heavy infantry, militias and heavy cavalry, light infantries and militia, some Matavis. I think if I loop left and up with my pretender will give me the best. I'm going to have her sit in the back. There's no spells of any use right now to use. Don't want to waste fatigue on any of those. So just have her sit back, ignore most of the arrows, and then attack when they get close. Hopefully some of them will run before they even get in range. She's got serious fear. Fear of 10. So that plus there's not a great deal of chance for them to do anything to her. And to help me out, get some troops going, I could do some preaching. But even more useful is reanimate, and let's get some long deads. No point with soulless, there's no corpses yet. And there's not much point in doing ghouls, I don't want to lose population. So my slow to recruit mage is coming, but now we can pump out some more sacreds. Now that little squad of sacreds should be enough to take some simple provinces, especially with smite spam, and the reanimate will give me some long dead to guard the prophet. That's good for turn number 2. Let's take a look and see how it develops. And the battles, my opponents are fighting, there's lots of people fighting, so we just have to wait, watch the action. Well, watch the action when it comes back out. Okay, battle in Savania. She won. Let's just see if my scripting was successful. Wasn't much to it, but it's always good to sort of hang back. We'll hit fast forward. So she's sitting there, hold. Go quick. Here they come. The arrows are really doing very little. We'll note that with the earth magic, her protection's up to 17, 24 head, 16 body. So ordinary militia are very unlikely to touch her. We do want to watch out for lances and heavy cavalry. She can ignore elephants because she's very large. And we don't want to go near lizards. Definitely don't want to go near nature mages. Keep away from problems with cursing. Because if she gets the wrong affliction, that could put her out of action. Now, there's only a couple that are going to be a real issue. Because once she's finished helping out with early expansion, she'll be a blood hunter and a caster. Not intended to use her as a super combatant. Not later on. Okay, that was that. So we're ready to set up for the next turn. I'll have her continue to move around. Let's put up a little bit of province defense. I don't want to waste gold on province defense right now. Oh, and I have a scout province. Well, I'm going to start pumping out scouts. They're Atavi chieftains, a bit pricey for a scout, but stealth 40. And unless I find independent 20 gold scouts, it saves me 4 turns. And I'm a fan of many scouts. Now, back home here, let's get the research going. Take a quick look. We're coming along. And now we want to start buying some inexpensive Raktapatas. Help me with blood hunting. They can reanimate. And we'll pump out some more sacreds, as many as we can pull off. Now, the current stack of sacreds is a little on the flimsy side. So I think I'm going to wait one more turn before I roll out my prophet. I'm still expanding well, and I'll be able to start doing 2 provinces a turn right away. But that's not quite enough sacreds for him to roll out. We'll give him all the troops, get them set up. Oh, come on. Let's select the rest of them. Put them on there, and then we'll script them right away. Simple enough. Do another turn. I've noticed that the Chaos Power Challenge is not so bad in single player, because, and that's another reason for the very high Dominion Awake Pretender. Let's get my Dominion candles pumped out there all over the place right off the bat. Oh, she was beaten. Did I miss something in this province? Let's have a look. Maybe there was some trouble. Somebody might have just got a lucky hit on her too. So what did I miss? There's nothing really there. Oh, long dead horseman's awe didn't work. My mistake. Wasn't reading quite accurately. Well, let's get going real quick and have a look. Hopefully she killed a few. Oh, and skeleton spam. Another problem. Well, cross her fingers she doesn't get an affliction. Looks like she might. Keep checking. Nope, she's alright. Well, okay, she just got overwhelmed by too many skeletons. My mistake. Bad choice. But I don't believe she got an affliction, so we're okay there. Where did she run to? She ran back home. No affliction. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to have her go down here and take out these Atavis. And I'm going to start some blood hunting at home. And I'm going to take this scout, move him back, and he's going to start being the patrol dude at my main fort. So let's set up the armies. We'll leave the ordinary junky starting army back home. Definitely don't want them. We'll load up on all the sacreds. Now I'm going to set him to Divine Blessing, and then lots of smiting. And then cast spells. Solid option, always works well. I'm going to put him quite far up front, so the smite action happens immediately. Also going to give him all the rest of these reanimated long deads. And set them right around him on guard commander. And then I'm going to move my excellent sacreds up front, put them on line formation to get the maximum number of them hitting. And I think he's ready to go. They don't need to hold attack, they can go straight off the bat. And we'll send him to take out those long dead. Now, I should have noted, I don't want this script, because I'm going after some long dead. So let's do a Divine Blessing, and then let him banish if he wants. He'll be good at it. So we've started off some basic blood hunting. Research is still continuing. Let's buy, how's my goal? 313. I can afford to skip Sacreds this turn and go strictly with recruiting a mage. A slow to recruit mage. And we go. Do another turn. Been wondering what that Cultivate Pearls thing. I think that's an Atlantis special. I'm still not that familiar with so many of the new features in Dominions 4. Just haven't been playing that much. Fanglia, absolutely excellent. We took them out without the slightest bit of trouble. I'd like to watch this fight. I'm pretty sure Banish is going to be what cleans it up. And my Sacreds demolish things. Here they go. Very high speed. Can't see any of the Blood Vengeance working. Oh, there was a little bit of it. I saw one attack from it. Some Banish Bam. Just get rid of all these skeletons faster than he can create them. And they have to penetrate. So it was good that I set them on immediate attack. Don't waste a bunch of time. And his skeleton caster fatigued out. Okay, good enough. In the Shadow Glade, our Devi did just fine. I don't think I need to watch that. She's in excellent shape, and she's got some more of those to deal with. So let's put a single point of defense in, and we'll make some more Atavi scouts. Maybe I don't want to repeat, because I don't want to spend too much gold right at this time. I'm going to change this one from repeat. Move it back to just one more, and start scouting away. Oh, now we're already in the squeeze from both Atlantis, and who's this? Let's check the statistics. I don't recognize that. It's Tirnanog. Okay, so the banners have changed. Something I'm not totally familiar with yet. So I guess we're going to have to try to take out these heavy cavalries. I'm pretty sure that my Sacreds can manage that. We'll put a single point of defense in. Let's check for recruitment. Oh, excellent. Cheap independent scouts. I will put them on repeat. And back home here, let's get some army set up. Let's get some patrolling going. So let's get all these Mercata archers. Put this guy on hold and stay in the back. And I like to do a control one and set that as a standard order. The undisciplined Mercata archers can go in the back. The Atavis can go on the other flank, the flanks of my province defense. And put them on patrol. That should keep the unrest in hand with a little bit of blood hunting. Let's take a quick look at recruitment. We'll buy as many Talankasha as we can afford. Send the Devi off for another province and move my scout forward. Do a quick check. Did I buy a little bit of province defense everywhere? I did. Alright, I'm going to zip through one more turn and then stop this recording for today. Come back to it in a day or two. Let's see how the battles go. Relinquish. Now that's an interesting command. I don't know what that means. Might be nice when we can get a chance to look at the turn sequence in detail. There are some significant changes to it, and some of them affect not a lot of mechanics, but those changes do affect a few mechanics. Oh, Tiernan decided to be a jerk and attack me. Well, that attack went exceptionally well. Falador had some mounted commanders and cavalries, so I lost one Anusara and one Palankasha to take out a horde of cavalry. Really not a problem. In Copper Woods, once again, my Devi did excellent, and let's see if the luck is helping. Oh, isn't that sweet? Some lovely gold. And we changed some scales here with that event. Not very useful, but they don't stick around too well. Now, where is that province of Valador? So we can see, well, that's not going to affect me in any significant way. We can't do a thing about it. Put a little province defense there. Guess we'll send him back. We're going to have to either fight Atlantis or expand in a different direction. I think now we'll go for that throne. We'll keep the Devi going. So my friends, I'm going to call this done for today. Simply sitting here on early fall. We'll move on to the next things in the next video. Have a good one, and I hope to see you in game.